Here are some more ways you can help support students struggling with executive function in your classroom. In part 2, let's focus on planning, organization, and task initiation. Many students have some sort of planner, but do they use it effectively? There's 3 categories of student when it comes to using planners. The first type writes everything down and uses this list as a reference later when completing their work. The second type remembers to write everything down but doesn't reference it later, sometimes forgetting about the work entirely. And the third doesn't remember to write anything down and then has no list to reference. This student might remember that they had homework, but maybe not what it was. Here are a few ways you can help the second and third category of students be more like the first. Put the tasks in the same place every day. For example, dedicate part of your board to homework assignments. If you use an LMS, a classroom website, or even just a class calendar, make sure it's there too. This will support students who still don't write it down, but remember there is an assignment, as well as absent students. At the same time during each class, direct students. For the next minute, get out your planner and write down your homework. Or something similar. If you like, you can even use this as an exit ticket. Some students may enjoy using a physical planner, but feel like they can't make a mistake or it'll ruin the planner. These students might be better off with a small binder of laminated pages and dry erase markers. What about students who struggle with handwriting, can't find their planners, or know they will never remember to look at it later? A one-to-one exchange is to start using a digital planner instead. Most every cell phone or laptop has some version of the Notes app, whether it be Apple Notes or Reminders, Google Keep or Tasks, or the Tasks tab in Microsoft Teams. Most of these also include the ability to turn on push notifications, so students can set a reminder for later in the day when they plan to do the work. Students can also turn on push notifications for your class calendar, and some LMS apps also have this function. Students can take this a step further with apps like Timo, Octopus Planner and Goal Setter, and Goblin Tools, which offer more task support and notifications and reminders. Students who enjoy a more gamified approach can try apps like Finch or Do It Now RPG To-Do List, which gives rewards for completing tasks. There are a lot of apps out there with very similar functions, so encourage students to find one that works for them. One option for students who are perpetually losing their physical planners but also struggle with digital tools comes from Hannah Bales on TikTok: phone cord or coil bracelets with key tags. The idea is pretty straightforward. Label the key tags with the name of the class, and then add a bracelet for each class that has an assignment. Remove them later when the task is completed. This can either be done at the end of the day with a very supportive reminder or during each class period. A less bulky option would be to use a charm bracelet instead by adding a charm for each class. As with all life skills, planning and organization are worth teaching directly, giving students options and freedom to choose what is right for them. Walk students through some suggestions and remind them that it may take a couple tries before they find the right fit. Once students remember that they have work to complete, or you give unstructured work time in the classroom, how can you support task initiation and self-control so students can get the work done? If at all possible, let students choose where to physically do their work. Most of the time, there's no real reason for students to be required to sit at a desk while doing independent or small group work, and sometimes just getting up and changing locations can really help students focus on the task at hand. Some research suggests that simply standing up can improve neurocognition. If you hear complaints like, "I don't even know what I'm supposed to do," or "I don't know where to start," have students take advantage of technology like ChatGPT or Goblin.tools. Both of these tools can take a larger task and break it down into more manageable steps. ChatGPT can also do things like write an outline to help students get started. If students are having trouble focusing because there's so many things that they need to do, try combining the tech tool task breakdown with some of the time management techniques discussed in part 1. Setting a time limit for the top priority task, for example, can help provide extra focus and motivation. One way to combine several of these strategies is by using a get ready, do, done chart. Start with the done column and describe how students will know that their work is finished. Then use the get done section to tell students what to do with the work when it is done. For example, if the task is to write a dialogue scene where 2 friends are arguing, the done column might say the dialogue has 2 friends arguing back and forth. The scene is at least 2 pages double-spaced, and the scene includes at least 2 stage directions. The get done section might say turn in the assignment on Canvas. Next, complete the do section. These are the things that need to happen in order for the assignment to be finished. In this example, it might be provide a setting using yesterday's notes. One character brings up the topic of the argument, the second character returns the argument and they go back and forth. The argument is either resolved or someone leaves the stage, and we've included stage directions for where the actors are supposed to move. Finally, the Get Ready section. This section has instructions for getting ready to begin. In this case, it might be getting out yesterday's notes with the setting, the characters, and the argument topic, finding a comfortable space to work, and opening a Google Doc to write in, or continuing in yesterday's notes. Get Ready, Do, Done provides students with specific breakdown of steps to follow. You can scaffold its use with students by beginning the year with a complete chart, then writing the chart together, and then simply providing the template for students to use on their own. Thanks for joining me on today's pop-up practice, where practice makes progress. Be sure to check out the pop-up practices playlist for more.